Okay, there we go. Should be streaming. Let's go take a look and see how it's working. Okay, looks like public, science and tech, coding. Awesome, looks good. Let's pop out this chat and get this over on the other window. Cool. Let's make sure I'm actually live and this thing's not lying to me. Cool, I got an email. Got a YouTube. Awesome. What's my thumbnail on this? I think I'm using the thumbnail with... Yeah, this is not a good thumbnail to use. Yo, what's going on? Let me change the stream thumbnail real quick. You guys ready? I'm gonna take a thumbnail picture, alright? Oh, is there like a screenshot option in OBS? There isn't, is there? I think my webcam controller software can do it. Oh, I probably can't preview it. Well, no, I should be able to do this. Doesn't look like it. Darn, that stinks. I swear I've done it before. Do I have to have a thumbnail for YouTube? Can I just remove it? Might not be able to. Let me figure that out real quick. I'll find something just cheesy that's on my desktop that I can use. Please have something. I don't have anything. Does OBS really not have an easy way to just take a snapshot? That is lame. There we go. Okay, now the software's working. Yeah, let's make a fun thumbnail. What should we do? Something just like just point to the Christmas tree. Go over here. How do I take a screenshot? Screenshot. There we go. Perfect. Look at that. Oh, good thing I'm so good looking. Man, streaming on YouTube's weird. You have to have a thumbnail. Like, it's weird. There we go. I'll stop clickbaiting with Bad Cop because she is not in this stream. Alright, we'll give people like a minute or two to hop in. I guess I can go over to big camera while I do that. What is this view? Huh. That's cool. So I could like do this. Huh. I never really use this layout that much anymore. I kind of got away from it. It looks nice, but I kind of just like simple. Cool. Yeah, I'll get started in like a minute. Actually, I have an idea. Weird. Is this thing booting up? Trying to. I have too much software running on my streaming computer. There we go. Yeah, I was doing this. I was streaming on Instagram yesterday, and I kind of remember kind of remember. I was streaming on Instagram yesterday, and I found a way to move the camera down, which is really cool. And you can actually like see there's like a keyboard down here, and I was playing some music, and it was kind of nice. And I have to say, doing that is great for me just because I fidget my hands if I don't have like a terminal to code on. So I might bring that back open for the stream, and hopefully it's not too annoying. Let's see. Where is the piano one? This is so much more work than it's worth, right? There we go. How's that? Nice little synth sound. Do I have a piano one? Oh, choosing contact. This is an old contact player. Yeah, that's not going to work. We need contact 7. Come on. Noir. Play that. Let's just get a better sounding one. There we go. Now I can put that window over there, close this, and we are good to go. Are you using macOS now? The UI weirdly reminds me of GNOME 3 or something. What UI? I'm using Mac. I've been using macOS since the beginning. Like any of my recorded videos are recorded on macOS. This interface, this is like, it just shows basically what I see in my desktop. Kind of, it's a little bit cheating. It allows me to put my browser right over my terminal, even though for me, I can see them side by side. It makes it just a little bit bigger for you guys, the viewer. This is a lie. This is a screenshot of Ubuntu, but I just put my face here and then I put a terminal there, or there, point the other direction. This is just a screenshot of Ubuntu, but this computer is running Mac. Yep. There we go. So now when I get bored of coding, I can just play piano. Cool. All right, I guess let's get started. My goal today was to write a Christmas tree on the terminal. I want to make like an animated Christmas tree on the terminal, ASCII, and I think it'll look kind of cool. Merry Christmas. Yo, Merry Christmas to you as well. Merry Christmas Eve. Nice playing, man. I don't know what's up, but I like it. Here, let me show you real quick, actually. I'll go back to the... I'll go back to this real quick. I'll pull up the webcam controller. I'm going to freeze for a second, okay? Check this out. You ready for this? This is new. Sponsored by Canada Dry. I can turn the webcam down. And of course, what you're hearing is not a direct feed. It's going through my microphone. So it's not the cleanest audio, but... So I can just throw in piano whenever I want to. Yeah. This piano's not big enough. I need more room. I need an actual piano. It's slightly smaller than a normal size piano. So it's infuriating. What is it now? Something like that. And then, boop, right back to the main face. How fancy is that? I should make that a button I can press, because that'd be very nice just to have that real quick. Yeah. Music weirdos always make it look so sexy. What a wild statement. Let me get situated over here. I'm gonna turn this into a YouTube video. So you ready? I'm gonna do a YouTuber introduction. Gotta get in the zone. Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome and Merry Christmas. Today we're gonna be doing something really cool. We are gonna be programming a Christmas tree in the terminal. It's going to be ASCII, it's going to be animated, there's going to be colors. I have zero idea how I'm going to approach this, but we are going to have some fun, and we're going to do it today. So yeah, let's jump in. How was that? You see how easy it is? Oh man, I can just lock in. That's why when I do those You Suck at Programming videos, it's just one take, baby, no cuts. I've gotten good at just turning on the YouTuber personality. But I like doing these longer streams because I don't have to keep that up for too long. I can just take a break and just do this. Is this distracting if I like play and talk at the same time? Actually, you know what I realized? If I'm in this view, I think it does pick up my desktop audio, but then it also picks it up in the mic. Is there like a crazy echo? Like here's with the desktop audio. And here I will turn it off. Desktop audio is off. So, one or two, which one sound better? I love your intros. Yo, what's going on, everyone? My name is Dave, and you suck at programming. All right, let's jump into it. Today, we're going to talk about MNBB, who is in the chat. Why are we going to talk about them? Because their name is BB, based Bash, but I don't even think they know Bash, okay? So today, we're going to bash their Bash abilities. How's that? You can have that one for free. No echo? Okay, cool. Couldn't hear a difference at all. Okay, cool. I think it was very quiet. Also, oh, you know what? I gotta learn OBS. I might not even be sending it to the output channel that gets streamed. So there's like different channels you can send things to. So like what I record is different than what I stream and stuff. People use this to get around like copyright and stuff. I used it because I was stupid and don't want to. So I need to look that up and stop using it. Thank you. You got it, buddy. Feel free to clip that and do whatever you want. That aggressive You Suck at Programming somehow. It hooks a lot of people. I have to say, it worked out really well for me. Yo, what's up, everyone? My name's Dave, and You Suck at Programming. All right, let's jump into it. Today, we're going to talk about Charles in the YouTube chat. What do they even think they're doing? They're commenting, and that's nice. But you know what Charles isn't doing? He's not telling other people to subscribe on my behalf. So if you're in this chat and you're not subscribed, it's not my fault. It's not even your fault. It's Charles' fault. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, everyone. That's a song I wrote called Beacon. That's a song I wrote called B Flat Song. That's a song I wrote called Stairway. Oh man, I got a lot of songs I've written throughout the years. That's a song I wrote called Nine Valiants. Enough about that. This piano is going to be more distracting than it is useful for the stream. Oh my god. Did you write songs in Bash? Not yet, but I am thinking about this. I'll spoil an upcoming video for you guys. I have a new album. I released it on Spotify. I say new. I released it like in April, so it's like over 6 months old at this point. But it's my latest album. It's my 2024 album. It's a lot of piano music. Go check it out. Yada yada yada, etc. I'm going to make a video. I have like an ASCII terminal version of it where it'll show like the album, a version of like the album art, and it has a track listing, and you can go up and down, click a song, and it will actually play it through your terminal, assuming your terminal has some sort of command that can play raw audio. It'll pull it from my web server, and it will just play it that way in your terminal. So I'm going to do a video where I'm like, yo, what's up, everyone? Go check out my new album. I don't know exactly how I'll phrase it, but it'll be something like, yo, what's up, everyone? You can go check out my new album today on all your favorite streaming platforms, plus a new one called Curl Pipe Bash. And if you haven't heard of it, I'm going to show you exactly how to use it. Pop open your terminal, run this curl command, pipe it to bash, and next thing you know, you can listen to my album right in your terminal. How does it work? Does it just pull the audio file directly to your computer? Of course it does. You can download it for free. I don't care. Something like that. I'm thinking about doing something like that. I think it'd be fun. I think that would hook people. Yeah, I'm on a new streaming platform. It's called Curl Pipe Bash. I don't know. I think there's something there. That's clever. So yeah, we'll do something there. Hey everybody, let's smash that like button, subscribe if you're not already. You can always change your mind. And you know what? It's free. Why not? It really helps the channel out. Does it? I have no analytics that tell me if you pressing that subscribe button helps that channel out. But do you know what it does do? It makes the number go higher. It's the big number I see when I open up the YouTube Studio Analytics app, and I like seeing that number get bigger. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It really helps my ego out. Okay? Maybe you're a subscriber who doesn't like to watch my videos. Maybe that actually hurts me in the algorithm. I have no idea. But that number goes up, and it makes me feel good. So go ahead and help me out this holiday season. Right there, what I just did right there, I'm going to clip that up, and it's going to be a hilarious clip. Oh my god, people are going to love that. Yo, what's up, Travis? I love how every time Travis enters the chat, he's just like, yo, hello, bashers. Love it. I love that intro. Ever used Piano Bar? Pandora terminal thing. I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is. So my answer is no. Oh man, I gotta start like coding, or else I'm just gonna keep playing piano. Travis with a $10 super chat. Merry Christmas. Thank you so much. Oh my god, that is such a nice thing to do, and what perfect time in the season of giving. So thank you so much. I appreciate that, man. That's super nice. That's awesome. What a cool thing to do. I never expect people to donate or anything. It's definitely not expected. You are always able to watch my content for free. But it's always super appreciated when you do. So yeah, Merry Christmas, man. I appreciate that so much. That's awesome. I do want to get like streaming alerts like on my actual stream if I start doing this more often. Because I feel like when you guys donate, there should be something that happens. There should be like something up here that's like a big fanfare or something. I would like to do something like that. Sorry, I don't have anything like that now, but you know, every time I stream, my setup gets a little bit better. The audio should be way better. I got a compressor on the mic now, so it sounds really good. Hello, Travis. This guy, his name is Dave, and you suck at programming. Oh, that's funny. You can change the capitalization and it still tags me in it. That's interesting. Huh. Pandora music streaming, but in terminal. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. Huh. That's neat. I should look at it and see how they do actually playing the music, because there's some commands you can fork out that'll handle it, but there's nothing like, and there's no like, you know, obviously there's no POSIX compliant way of playing audio through a speaker. So I'd have to figure out really good ways of doing it. But different operating systems have like, you know, MP3 Blaster. Also has A Play. I think there's a command just called Play on Mac. Nope. AF Play? I think that's it, actually. Yeah, it's AF Play. One second. I'm going to fix something that's been bothering me. When it shows my terminal, yeah, it doesn't show my cursor. There we go. There have been times that I've been highlighting things in my terminal and you guys can't see it. That's super lame. There we go. Now it'll show my cursor. Oh, that's annoying. It'll show it over here too. Oh, but that hides it. Okay. We're good. Oh, you know what it is? Oh, it's because I don't have the transform set up. This is scuffed. Let me just update this transform just a tiny bit. There we go. Okay, cool. That should look good. Writing 8-bit keygen music. Oh, I've done that before. That's fun stuff to write. I have a couple 8-bit songs on my other YouTube channel where I did music. Alerts on the mirror. I could totally do that. That is just a website that's actually accessible internal to my house. I like that. I'm working on a Python Bash Home Assistant plugin, but to make it pure Python though. Not plugin, but add-on. Oh, that's interesting. That's a cool idea. Yeah, yeah, I use Home Assistant for like a lot of stuff. I don't tie in too much with like I don't do too much custom stuff with it, but my Magic Mirror does report certain things, like if my front door is open and things like that, and that information is pulled from Home Assistant, which is pretty cool. Yeah, Home Assistant's super convenient to use. Whew. Was I in the middle of doing something, or did I just forget what I was doing? I don't know. I made a bash module for the mirror. Yeah, I remember you talking about that. You wrote like something. Yeah, you were the one who wrote like the Elcars theme, right? The Star Trek style theme. And you wrote like some plugin that you could give it like a command to run, and it would run the command to get the output. It reminded me of I think Mac has something called Nerd Tool or Screen Tool. I don't know. There was some command where it would run scripts every X number of minutes and output the text to your desktop, and you could just like put those all around as part of your background. It was really cool. I like that. Yup. Okay, cool. So I'm right. Wife wants a keyboard for Christmas. Well, whatever keyboard you get her, it's going to be $10 less than you could have before, because I still appreciate that donation. No, but yeah, for real. Man, I think for gaming, I use the company's WASD keyboards. I really like them. Big fan of it. But for this, I'm super boring. I use just the Mac wireless keyboard. Let's see. Do you consider POSIX compliance in every program you write? My professor taught us the standard and said it's a cool guideline to follow, but it's kind of old, so don't stress on it. I don't know when to use it now. I don't consider it for every program I'm writing, especially because a lot of times I write bash scripts, and bash is not a POSIX compliant shell, so I use all sorts of bashisms that would break on POSIX systems. I definitely consider it, but I don't make it a hard and fast rule unless I'm targeting maximum portability. But it's just something I keep in the back of my head. It's a good standard to just know of, because it can be helpful when it comes time to do things or fork out to external commands, things like that. Merry Christmas. Yo, appreciate it. Oh my God. Wow. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. You guys are so nice. Oh my God. You guys, I appreciate it, but please don't feel like you have to donate. Yeah, you guys are totally welcome to watch this content for free, but honestly, I appreciate it so much. That's super nice. Oh, I mean piano. Yeah. Oh yeah. I have I'm blessed. I have a real piano over here to my left, and upright. And then I have a electronic one, a Yamaha. It's a weighted 88 weighted keys keyboard, but it doesn't sound like a real piano. It plays like a real piano. I love that. It's great. And then I just have this tiny little just MIDI keyboard in front of me that I can just do basic stuff. Oh, fair. Thank you. I'm coming back for the $10. You guys have to stop donating $10. I appreciate it so much, but yeah, no, it's clearly the season of giving, and I think that's awesome. Yes, space, $ open paren, yes, close paren. That's interesting, because I don't even know if the first yes command will get executed. I'm pretty sure it will just hang trying to execute the command on the right and capture all the standard output. Pretty sure bash will run out of memory before it even forks the first yes command, but it will fork the one that's inside command substitution. It will just be trying to run that one until completion, which will never complete. Let's see. I hope you don't mind this question, but could you talk about your career slash employment throughout the years? I don't know how deep I want to get into it, and I really don't talk too much about my job, but I can give you just like a quick synopsis. I've mostly worked sysadmin, technical operations. It goes sysadmin goes by so many different names. When I first started, DevOps was this brand new thing, and it was all the rage that everyone was like, "We're DevOps, we're ops, but we can program," or "We're dev guys and we know systems." It's like, no. A lot of times I'd encounter developers who maybe knew how to LS, or I discovered, systems guys who were like, of course we know how to program. I've been writing Perl for 20 years. And it's like, that's not what it's supposed to exactly be. No, I don't mean any hate by this. I'm just saying that word took over the industry. And because of that, all the titles kind of shifted as a result. So like when I started off, I was like technical operations. Then I was, God, what was I? Infrastructure automation at one point. And then my favorite job was member, engineering staff. That might have been my favorite title ever. I think that title is so funny. God, I love that title. And then it's like, I don't even know, software engineer. I don't even know what my title is. But yeah, I don't care about titles. That stuff bothers me. I don't care what some company thinks to call me. I'm just a sysadmin. That's how I think of myself. I do sysadmin work, but I also know CS and can program, which makes you very valuable. Yeah, I'm not going to get too much into that, but I'll just say I've been in the industry for, oh God, almost 15 years. That's crazy. Holy God. Yep. That's what I'll say. Maybe you could do a tune for her, for me. What would she like? I'll play a little tune. What's a fun tune? Let me think of one. I'll just make something up. How's that? Nope. Already sounded dissonant. I don't like that. Let me whip something up. There you go. Call it the Travis song. Whatever I just played, it's gone. I won't remember it, so it'll live on through this VOD and your memories. Am I actually going to program tonight, or are we just going to hang out and chat? Because I don't mind either way. I think it's totally fine. It does seem kind of weird. Wait, hold on. What's weird? Is it just having the terminal there weird? Or is this weird? Am I too big now? Because I know some people watch on their TV. If you're watching on your TV, like I am gigantic. Thank you for welcoming me into your living room. Charles asks, how much does scientific CS theory actually come up in your jobs? Honestly, every CS grad I know with a job works in finance and trading. They say there's a but if big zero but nil on design principles. I'm assuming you meant to say there's a bit of big zero, but nothing on design principles. I mean, it depends on where you go. I don't have any friends really that went into finance or trading, so I can't even really tell you what they're doing over there. I don't think you're gonna. Man, depends what your job is. Depends what you're doing. If you're going into like mobile app development, you're probably not going to be dealing with like that kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm just thinking of all sorts of different jobs. Like I can really only speak from my own experience, and like I go into sysadmin style work. I could do my job as a sysadmin just fine without knowing really heavy CS algorithms. I don't need to touch big O notation. Because even as a sysadmin, you don't need to be able to say that this is like, this is O of log n and this is, exponential. You don't need to know that. You just know when you're dealing with like some algorithm, you're like, we're going to have to brute force it. Oh, we have 2,000 machines. Okay, we're not going to be able to do that. Like you kind of just have like an intuitive feel that allows you to navigate these things without knowing them directly. I think knowing it will help, but I think this is true in most cases. knowing what you're up against as opposed to trying to come up with a solution on the fly is definitely more helpful. If you're just going into like pure systems administration, you're probably not going to touch a lot of the like algorithmically heavy CS stuff. But I can't even really say that. Like I do. There are times where like you're designing software that will install upgrades and configure systems in such a way where there's dependencies. Like I can't upgrade the BIOS until I set this thing on the BIOS. I can't configure the BMC until I've upgraded the NICs or something. Like you have all these different things that you need to do on a physical machine where it's like you're designing a dependency graph and then you have this topographical view of all this. And if you don't have these data structures in your head, if you've never done like dependency graph resolution or you've never done like tree structures, you can still do it, but you're at a disadvantage. Just knowing these, you don't even need to memorize the algorithms, but just knowing they exist, knowing when you encounter a problem. I'm meandering. Here's what I'm trying to say. There's really not much that's new. No, let me start again. The more you know in CS, the more you recognize that the problem you're dealing with is not novel. That's what I'm trying to say. If you don't have like a heavy CS background, when you encounter a problem for the first time, you'll probably be like, oh my God, this is brand new. Like I've never seen this before. I don't know if anyone's ever seen it, but the more like experience you have and the more CS behind your belt, the more algorithms that you've seen, the more data structures that you know of, the more things that you've just encountered. When you encounter a problem, you're like, oh, this is not novel. This is just these two different things combined in a way that's might be unique and maybe I don't see as often, but I can break them down in their constituent parts and I can say like, oh yeah, this is just like, I don't know, dependency graph resolution problem, and this is just a tree structure. And once you have these concepts in your head, you're like, oh, I can just tackle these. Like it's not a problem. I've done these before in the past. Even if you have to like look up how to do them, just the fact that you knew those existed, that's what kind of helps you navigate these problems. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Aren't you glad you know how to breadth first? It's so hard to say that word. BFS that graph. Wait, I guess so. Yeah. Cheers. I mean, yeah. Perfect example of that is like I don't even think too much into BFS solutions. Just because like I don't touch them very often. But I've done a more systems approach to like CS. So when it comes to certain things like traversing a file system, like recursion is natural to me. So when I'm programming, recursion is usually, I'll reach for that way before other people will. So a perfect example is like when I was doing the Advent of Code challenges, I was racing Bad Cop. Bad Cop was the person I was racing, and she would reach for like BFS and DFS style solutions, and I was reaching for like recursion, and it happened to work out that I think recursion was probably the better option there. But it didn't have to work out that way. It could have worked out the other way, and I would have been at a disadvantage because of the knowledge she had versus what I had. So just having that knowledge can be super useful. I feel like this isn't about Counter-Strike. Yeah, no, computer science. Thanks. How many people in the current date actually write assembly in the industry? That stuff was so fun to me. It depends what industry you're in. If you're doing like mobile app development, probably none. If you're in an industry where people are working on CPUs or instruction sets or really tight embedded systems, yeah, you are going to see that. Like, I mean, even people who are writing Rust on embedded systems, there's an ASM macro to execute inline assembly. If you're doing, oh man, if you went to, I don't know, I don't have experience with this, but if you went to work somewhere that was doing like video encoding and stuff like that, I mean, you're probably seeing handwritten subroutines in assembly as opposed to doing something in like C, because speed is just something incredibly important there. So I don't see it super often, but that's just because like my own perspective where I choose to work and what I choose to work on. So yeah, I mean, depends on where you go and what you're doing. So do we want to do this? How much do I really want to do this? I want to make a Christmas tree. Let's see. What do I call this? We'll see if we actually want to do this or if this was just like a fun idea. create a Christmas tree on the terminal. Cool. I tried writing hello world in x86 assembly. It did not help my paranoia. Oh man, yeah, and I was like, WTF are words. Hey, knowing what words are is very important. This is oh man, this is something people get wrong when it comes to computers, especially when you talk to people who don't program with computers, or even if they do, they have a like a fundamental misunderstanding. I see this in my comment section all the time. People are like, oh yeah, you got to write it in binary zeros and ones. That's the fastest thing to a computer. That's all a computer sees is zeros and ones. It's like, I mean, sure, wherever we choose to take a snapshot of the computer, I could argue that all the computer sees is high and low voltages. I mean, at what point do we stop reducing it down to a constituent parts and talk about it at some macro level that makes sense? So with that in mind, it's like, people will say like, zeros and ones are fundamentally how your CPU sees. It's like, I don't think that's true. I think words are. And what a word is defined as depends on like, your CPU, your architecture, all that sort of stuff. So that's why people like when they first start programming C, they're like, a Boolean should just be 1 bit. It's like, should it be 1 bit? Like that might actually be slower. What do I have to do? Pad that to send that to my CPU? You can use bit fields. I could take like a single, 8-bit number and store 8 Boolean values in it. That's just an example. But like, yeah, a lot of people make that mistake where they're like, oh, binaries, like that's just what your computer speaks natively. It's like, I don't think it is, man. I think your computer thinks in words, not bits. Yeah, but again, this is perspective. Your perspective, where you're viewing this from, will change that. Trying to go to binary is personification of the computer. Maybe. I could see why you're saying that. Yeah, it's treating the CPU like a person. That's interesting. Thinking about it that way, does that require some sort of, personifying, treating it like if it was like a human brain and we fundamentally break it down to like what its things are like? Yeah, I don't know. I get this a lot though. People will say like, the computers just work on like the fundamental of reality, which is just zeros and ones. It's like, really? Like, this power supply takes an immense amount of power to take a spectrum of analog signals and turn it into very specific zeros and ones. Like, that creates heat. Like that takes power to represent the universe in zeros and ones when it's all analog and spectrums out there. Like, I don't know. It seems like people just choose to stop at some arbitrary point and they're like, this is as low as I'm going to go. So this must be the lowest there is. And it's like, okay, well that's your problem right there. That's the fallacy. That's the mistake you made. You just chose to stop there. And now, while it might be low, it's not the lowest you could possibly go. Ah, man. I have a confession to make. I program Java for a living, and I have actually enjoyed doing it. Is something wrong with me? Yes. NNBB, there is something wrong with you if you enjoy programming Java. Get out of this chat. No, I'm just kidding. No, you're fine, dude. Programming's fun, man. If I want to follow along, do I need any tools in particular or just an editor? If you want to follow along with what I'm going to be doing tonight, if I even end up doing it, all you would need is a text editor. And bash on your machine. So if you can run bash -h, no, that's not right. Is there a help message with bash? Yeah, if you can run bash -- version and get something out of it, then you are good enough to follow along. All you have to do is just edit this file. Straight to jail. That's right. Guards, send them to the Shadow Realm. What are we gonna do? Are we gonna make a Christmas tree? Let's start designing a Christmas tree in ASCII and see just what it looks like. So to do that, we're gonna run cat, which reads in from standard out, reads in from standard in and writes to standard out. And what is standard in? Well, we're not going to take the actual standard in this program. We're gonna read in from here. This is a here doc. And the hyphen tells it where the indentation, whether it matters or not, and the quotes around this means that it won't expand any variables in here. This means we can safely use backslashes and regular slashes without having to worry about any sort of weird escaping. And my goal here is just to design what the output would look like. So I'm thinking like, I don't know, what do you think, like a star? And then this could have like this and that. Yeah, like there you go. It kind of looks like a tree, right? Look at that. Oh, yeah. wonder if it makes sense to like programmatically generate this. We could just like programmatically generate the tree. I don't mind having just like an ASCII representation of it though. Okay, next, if we want to get really opinionated, sell me on Vim. What can it do that VS Code can't without any less setup? No. I'm not going to sell you on Vim. If you want to try using Vim, go for it. If you're happy with your editor, use your editor. I'm not going to tell you what features are here and what features aren't here. Use whatever you feel like using. Are these tabs? Ew. Okay, they were tabs. I see the problem now. Okay. Do we just want to make a tree this way? What if we did this? Ooh, that's kind of nice. Ooh, yeah, look at that. Kind of like reset a little bit. Yeah, okay. I think we're onto something, right? Look at this beautiful tree we are making here. Yeah. Too kind, Dave, but I'm too busy throwing out. Hey, listen, do what you gotta do. Use whatever editor you want. This is just something about me. I'm not gonna convince people to use one thing or the other. Like, I believe they're just tools, and you use whatever you're most comfortable with. It's so funny. You should see the people that get upset about this. I'll post something, like I posted a short where someone asked me what operating system I use. I'm like, yeah, I just use Mac on the desktop. And I'll get comments like, that's very disappointing to hear. It's like, disappointing, bro? It's an operating system. It's a tool. Use whatever you're comfortable with. They're like, well, I just use Linux all the time. It's like, okay, cool. Like, yeah, sure, I use Linux virtualized on the server when it's not running on my Illumos hardware. And it's tough. Like, I don't try to engage with negative comments like that, but sometimes it's like, you know what, bro? I wish I could teleport you right in front of me, and we'll just sit at the terminal and see who can better navigate a Linux system. Like, talk is cheap. Come at me. Sometimes I actually do think like that, but it's rare. It's rare that I let myself get, like, one guide. Let's see what we got here. I got stalked for a while after saying I use Nano. Listen, there are some weirdos online. That's all I'll say. This one maybe? Okay. Hey, look at this. I think this is good, right? Something like that. And then we can grab the middle. Wow, I perfectly got the middle here. Put like a bar. Look at this. That's not the middle. Hey! Look at that, beautiful. Now, do we want slashes here too? Or is that weird? It's kind of weird. Alright. Good night, y'all. Merry Christmas. Yo, Travis, thank you, man, so much. And have a good night. Merry Christmas. And yeah, take care, man. Very funny, someone apparently trying to out nerd cred the guy running on a Lumos kernel. Yo, it happens. It absolutely happens. And it's so funny too, because like, dude, I will get comments from people, which is like so wild. They'll be like, why would you use a Lumos? It's just like a weird version of Linux. And like someone will reply, be like, yeah, it's such a weird version of Linux. I'm like, bro, no, it's not. It's not that. Like, you can make fun of it. You can call it weird. You can call me weird. But just be factually correct. It's not Linux. Like, I'm not offended. You're just wrong. Oh, it's funny. What a nice tree. Thank you. I think so too. This is like arts and crafts with space age. Yeah. Now, do we want these to kind of go up? Like this. No, now it just looks like shingles on a roof. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. We could do this. Ooh. What do you guys think? That's kind of nice. You know what that did? Just putting the underscores there kind of made it like 2D tree. Whereas this kind of has a more 3D feel. I'll leave it like this for now, but we'll see. Being wrong is offensive. I disagree. Being wrong in itself can stem from ignorance. That's fine. Being wrong and confident, that stems from arrogance. That's where I would say, that's where I would draw the line there. But being wrong, anyone could be wrong. It's how you handle being wrong that matters. Ooh, I kind of like the two things down here. Oh, you know what I could do? I could make it have like a base. That's the wrong slash. How about this? Ooh, that's kind of nice. Look how fancy that is. Oh, boy. Oh, yeah, the underscore is a hit. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so, too. It gives it like a 2D, like, feel, which is nice. It's a 2D medium, so. Hey, that's nice. We have to figure out what colors we want to use. Can I just use 256 colors here? I can, right? Well, that's, yeah, that color 256 would be like, yeah, okay, you can. Okay, we'll find a nice green. I think I just have like a colors. I have like a little, yeah, so I have a little function that I use that literally just like loops over all 256 colors. So I can just like go here and grab like, you know, a swatch kind of. So yeah, we'll probably use like a color like what, like 82 or something. So what I can do here in my bash script is we can just say like tput set af 82. And then down here, we can do a nice little tput sgr0, which will reset the terminal. And there we go. Oh. Should give it executable permission, shouldn't I? There we go. Look at that. Beautiful tree. Use ANSI escape codes to make colorful blinking lights. That's what we're doing. That's the plan. Let's figure out how we want to do lights. Now, we could put lights in here manually, of course. And then we can, put lights in here. Oh, there's a couple ways we could do this. There's a couple ways we could do this. Let me think about this. Yeah, because we could just put like, you know, O's here. I don't like when they're touching. Look at that. Beautiful. What I'm thinking is you could fill it dynamically with O's. We could just set it statically with O's. Either way, it doesn't really matter. I'm wondering what the plan is to do this. If we should go through, there's a couple ways we could do this. We could go through and code and find all of the coordinates of the O's. And then we could move our cursor there and update their color in real time, or we could redraw the entire picture. So let's do this. While true, do, done. Let's worry about that later. Let's just get some colors on here now. Thanks for the wicked shorts that pull me out of the 1,000-yard stare limbo. We appreciate them. Hey, I'm glad my shorts are useful to people. Yeah, that's my goal, is to try to make fun, like, entertaining content, but also very, very informative. So what should we do here? When we have an O, Should we just store this to a variable? Yeah, we just want to store this whole thing to a variable, right? Yeah, can I do that? I'm gonna do a little testing. Can I just like read in from this entire file? That will just read one line, right? Yeah, it just reads the first line. What if I set the IFS to nothing? What does it read? Just the first line. What if I set the IFS to a null byte? This is so cheeky. Why am I doing this? Oh, no. It's not the IFS. Read takes it. There we go. That's a fun way to read an entire file. With read. That's cute. So I can just change this to read-r-d, empty this, and then we can call it tree. Then we can just put this to the top of our script, and now we have a variable called tree that has the tree. So we can just put it here. There we go. Now if we run the script, we get that. That doesn't work. Oh, because look at that. Beautiful, except for the first character being chopped off. Oh, it's because of, yeah. It's because of, the read built in. Yeah, that's why. That's fun. This seems overly excessive for what we're trying to do, but I kind of like it. Yo, what's up? Who cares? Thank you so much for the super chat. The $5 super chat. That is beautiful. Thank you. That's incredible. Merry Christmas, all. Merry Christmas to you as well. That is super nice. I appreciate it. Can I do this? I can do that. Okay. So now that we are here, let's... yeah, setting the IFS to null. I think actually doing this has the same effect, but yeah, you can set the IFS to null. You can do some wild stuff in Bash. If you know what you're doing, you can make some crazy stuff happen. If you're like me, I know not just enough to be dangerous. Cool. So now we should do something like find all the O's and replace them with a color code and an O and a closing color code. I need to talk to Bad Cop because she is influencing the way that I write Bash. Normally, I would approach this like a C program where I would loop over it character by character, look for the O, and then replace it. And I'm over here thinking about like grep and sed and all sorts of shell utilities that I never think about. So, yeah, she's infected the way that I program. I'll let her know because that is really funny. Because if I did this and I can just like replace an O with like, let's just do this. Replace it with capital O. I can do this, right? Yeah. So if I can do that, then I could replace that with, color codes. I could do like, I don't know, come up with something. Red equals tput set AF1 and reset equals tput SGR0. So I think I could replace O with, I don't know how much I like this. It freaks me out. But I can replace it with like red and then the letter O and then reset. I'd have to redo the color. And this is going to expand weirdly. So I do this. Let's just try this out. Hey, that works. We would just change reset to like green. And then green will be there we go. That's cute already. Honestly, like, that's already cute. It doesn't even do anything, but it's cute. Can you hit that in one TR, or should you loop so each O is in its own color? I have to figure out what we're going to do here. I might want to do each O in its own color. Maybe every other O might be a different color. We'll figure it out. I've got Castaway playing in the background. The moment Who Cares posted Merry Christmas All, Tom Hanks' FedEx plane lost cabin pressure and started diving towards the ocean. Wild. Oh, blinking. Yeah, I could do some of that. Can I just, like, does Teapot have it? I'm going to be honest, I might even have blinking disabled on this terminal, but I have to double check. I have to remember what even codes I have here. Yeah, blinking's a nice idea. Let's take a small break. Okay, I'm good. Should I get that out of my system? I have O's for lights. Instead of O's, I can make them numbers like 0, 1, 2, 3, and then I could color each number differently if I wanted to, like, alternate red and green. Let's try that. Let's replace all the O's with zeros in this section, and then we'll just, like, randomly turn some of them into ones. That looks pretty spaced out. So now, before we even show the user the tree, we will let's do a while true. We'll clear the screen. We'll put a done down here, and then we'll say 1 equals red and 2 equals green. Yeah. I think we got something. Yeah, you could totally use random mod 2. I don't know if I want to do random, or if I want it to be very very, like, when you download the script you get the exact same output. I kind of like that. But we'll see. The RNG could be cool. Let me think about how I want to do this. So if we just echo 1 here and we replace zeros with 1, and then a reset, and then we replace there we go. That is better. Then we replace 1 with 2. Well, that's super confusing. Let's stick to the right index. 0 and 1. No. You know what? We're going to do A and B. I don't even care. That's how we're doing it. We're going to echo A. We're going to echo A down here and B here. And then when we get to the bottom, we're going to do temp equals A. A equals B. B equals temp. We're going to swap them. And then we're going to sleep 1. And then we'll clear it right before we echo it. I'll clean this up. Cool. We got nothing. Why do we have nothing? Let's not clear the screen. so something about our seds are not great here. That looks good. Let's see. Earlier you searched in scope to see if you had tabs. Just now you selected all the O's. I've only used bash for the bandit challenge. How did you do that? You searched in scope to see if you had tabs. To search if I had tabs, I think I just hit slash and vim to search, and then I just did \t and just searched, and it would just highlight them. And then to get rid of them, I did %s, which means to find and replace on every single line, slash, and then the thing I'm looking for, which is tab, slash the thing I want to replace it with, 8 spaces, and then I put a /g here for a multiple on the same line. That's how I would replace the tabs with spaces. That's what I did when I was doing the ASCII stuff. You just now selected all the O's. Yeah, so what I did here is I do Shift-V, and now I'm selecting lines. And once I'm in this mode, if you look at the bottom of the screen, I can type colon, and now I can just type S, and I could replace anything I wanted. So I could replace all 1s with 5s. Just look at that syntax, and now all the 1s have become 5s. I'm going to hit U to undo, and now we're back here. The 1s are highlighted because I'm searching for them. So I'm going to type colon NOHL, no highlight, and it's gone. Oh, sed takes -E. Interesting. Side note, you and Bad Cop convinced me to start making my way through Advent of Code and Bash. Welcome, welcome. I'm glad to hear it. That's incredible. I need to talk to her soon and say, hey, we got to keep going. We have day 13 to do. So I'll see when we want to sync up and do a stream. If she's down to race. If not, I'm still going through Advent of Code, so don't worry about that. Oh, yeah, I don't like that. I think you don't need I think you don't need those. Why would this not be working? Oh, the pipe here. Cool. One of them works. Huh. That's so interesting, whatever's happening there. What is that? What is that OM thing going on there? Is it this? Does it not like the 256 color? No, it's not that. What am I doing wrong here? So it's the first one that breaks. Okay. Sed might be mangling your ANSI escape codes. Yeah, I'm thinking that's the case. I don't know if sed is what I want. So let's do this. Let's do this. Tree equals tree. We're going to make a copy of it. Now we can do tree equals tree. Find and replace 0 with A, O. Let's just leave it like that. And then let's replace this with B. And now we can just echo tree. Close. What doesn't it like here? could cheat. I could bound it with spaces. Because that might be, you know, it probably is adding an ANSI escape code that has like an O somewhere in it. Yeah, so we could cheat by bounding it with spaces. Then I can't have these appear directly next to things, but I think everyone has a space to the left and the right. Yeah, that'll just be a fun quirk of it. Okay. Hey, that already looks kind of neat. I'm gonna be honest. Kind of looks neat. That's cute. So the whole tree itself needs to be colored properly, which means each one of these characters needs to have coloring next to it. Yeah, that's annoying that it just mangles the this thing mangles it. Wonder if there's a clean way to do this. Is there a way to overwrite the output rather than doing a new line with an X output? Yeah, of course. Yep. I'm going to get to that eventually. This is just for debugging. We can clear the screen. We can go into an alternate screen. We can move the cursor up without actually clearing the screen. There's going to be a whole bunch of ways to do this. I'm just not worried about that right now. Just trying to get it working decently well. So what I want to do is I want to put colors like... I want every one of these to be colored. I have a way to do this. Yeah. Let's just put green at the end of it. And then when we echo, there we go. That's cute. That is nice, honestly. It's cute. Now we can do something like the asterisks get replaced with, what's a good color for the asterisks? Like a star color. How about 227? Close, except that it just broke everything. Oh, you know what? Is the star special? Star might be special. Might have to escape it. Yeah, star was special. Why was it special? No, that didn't actually match anything. Because I would have replaced it with an O. Ask you a stupid question, get a stupid answer. It's dumb. But no, it's true. It's so true. You know what? I don't even think this is working how I think it is. Because I'm not getting lowercase o and uppercase O. I'm getting like... Oh no, they are the same. Is it just like an optical illusion that the reds look smaller than the greens, or are they actually smaller? Oh god, it's actually an optical illusion that one looks smaller than the other? Wow, okay, that's fun. Awesome, I can totally trust my eyes. How do we change the star character? What is the star character? Let's put an X up here, because that way we'll know if there's any sort of funkiness going on there. Yep, so that's not fixing it. Yeah, it should be yellow. There is no space after star. You are right. Good call. Good call. I'm curious if that's a special character or not. I think it is. It is. But the color's right. Hey, that's really cool. Now, is this a special character? Okay. There was like a chance that I could glob to everything in my current thing. Now, what color do we want the lights to be? The green and red does look kind of nice. But I feel like I'd want to go with more like vintage style lights. Or I could just use like a different green and a different red. Let's see. GRBY. Yeah, I could do something like that. Fun story. I did something like this. Very first time I discovered programming using bat files and Windows command with my friend, and that was the first day I learned one of them was RG colorblind. That's really cool. That's so interesting. Huh. That's so funny. The red definitely looks smaller. Yo, I agree. I can't believe that's actually an optical illusion. That's actually crazy. It's wild. All right. So let's come up with some colors. How would we change the base? Should we... We'll worry about the base later. Oh, man. What are good colors? I kind of like the vintage Christmas light colors. Vintage Christmas light colors. I'll pull it up on a tab and I'll show you guys what I'm thinking of. Where was the company I bought them from? Vintaglow? I have to move OBS. That's a nightmare. I'll pull up what I'm imagining and I'll let you guys kind of see what's going through my head. Yeah. Like these colors, kind of what I'm picturing. The lack of, like, notice the lack of like harsh blues and stuff like that. They all kind of have a white look to them. True tone Christmas lights. Yeah, that's probably a great way of searching that. So if we were gonna color match some of those, we would need like a... I won't try to go for perfect, but we'll go for, you know, we'll go for nice. We'll go for our own nice. We'll do color 111. 111. We'll do, let's get a nice red. A nice festive red. That red has a little orange in it, which is nice. These all have like a little blue in them. There's a nice orange. We'll do 208 for orange. Do the red as do 198 for red. And we'll come up with a nice green. About 155. And then, yeah, we'll just use those. So yeah. So how would we do this? Here's what we'll do. Make an array, and we'll just cycle through the array. So the arrays will be 111, 208, 198, 155. Yep, and then we will just cycle through them. Yeah, we could use random. I'm not gonna go with random because a light string is not random. It just perfectly cycles through them. So that's what I'm gonna go for here. that how I want to do it? Yeah. Cool. So now we can do 0, 1, 2, 3. Something like that. So we will call tree cool. Okay. Now I think we got it. So what goes in here will be lights at 0. Lights at 1, 2, 3. I could make this a loop if I wanted to, but here we are. Awesome. And then when we're down here, ooh, we don't actually need to swap them. We just need to do an index swap. Okay. Yep. So now we can do here we're gonna have an index that's a number, so index mod len. There we go. So now we'll just do this. Order of operations. I think that works, right? That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Are you kidding me? Oh my God, that's beautiful. Oof, that's incredible. Nice trick with mod. Thank you. That's what I was talking about earlier, kind of with just the CS stuff. The more stuff you've seen, the more approachable some of these problems become, which is really cool. Yeah, let's see. Index will increment indefinitely, 64-bit number, so I don't think we have to worry about that growing by 1 every second. We can do that here. We can clear the screen, and then we'll get a nice little, like, look at that. Beautiful. Couple things we can do. Do we use this anywhere? We don't. Do we use this anywhere? We don't. Do we use reset anywhere? We don't. Cool. Couple things we can do now to clean this up. The tree itself. Colors. Needs a train running around it. So true. Cool. Okay. So now that we're here, what should we do? Let me think about this. We should do a couple things down here. We should put us into the alternate screen, and then we should set up a trap to bring us out of this screen. There's gonna be a tiny little raise condition here. It's not a problem. We'll call this done. Make a function called done, and here we'll remove the alternate screen, and we will trap done exit. Does it not like that I called it done? All right, we'll just call this cleanup. How's that? Cleanup will get run when the script exits, and we will put us into the alternate screen. So we'll go into the alternate screen, it'll run, and then when we control C out of it, it'll bring us back to the main screen. So here, I'll clear the screen. I'll say like echo hi, echo bye, run our program, break out of it, and it's gone. Look at that. Beautiful. Yeah, done is a bash keyword, but I think Vim is being overly aggressive here. There's nothing wrong with doing this, because trap is just a command that takes arguments, and done is nothing more. Like this is valid. This will 100% be valid. I'll prove it. I'll put like echo bye here. So yeah, you're right that it is a reserved keyword, but like, oh. Can it not be named that? It really can't be named that? Okay, never mind. I take it back. You are right. Apparently it doesn't like that. Can I do this little trick? You can do that little trick sometimes to get around reserved keywords. Not that you should do that. Okay, look at that. I'll eat my words here. Let's stay away from using that. Yeah, I was way wrong. Good call. Is there a reason you don't use Control-Z, FG to drop out of Vim? No real reason. I just don't care. Like, I know I could do that. And then I could, like, you know, run my command. And then when I'm done, I can just, like, do that. You get the scroll back buffer and all that stuff. I don't know. No real reason. Okay, we are here. That's great. We have an alternate screen. That's awesome. We clear the screen every time. Probably don't need to do that. :terminal also exists. Is that a Vim thing? What does that do? I hate that. Oh, I'll never be using that. No, that's a cool trick, and if I took the time to learn it, I would use it. But like, I don't want my text editor that's running in my terminal to then run a terminal. Like, it feels too weird to me. Like, I'm in a text editor or I drop out of the text editor. That's kind of how I mentally feel about it. What are we doing here? We don't need to clear the screen. We can just move the cursor someplace. So how do we do that? Tput. Oh, what is it? Is it CUP? Like 5.5? Yeah, and then it moved my cursor to 5.5. Yeah, so let's try this. Because now that we're here, we should probably check the user's rows and columns and all that good stuff. Instead of clear, let's just try like tput cup 5.5. We don't want 5.5. The first line will be weird then. 5.0. Okay. Yeah, so that's not actually clearing the screen, it's just moving the terminal or the cursor back to the same position, and we're overwriting it every time. That is what's happening there. So we could do a nice little 0, 0. Also, yeah, the fact that we have spacing here, the spacing shouldn't be in the variable. The variable should be very tight, and the spacing can be done as part of our program. So we could do something like... yeah, we have these in Bash, but I don't know if they're guaranteed to be there. I think you have to turn on a shell option that may or may not be enabled. So what we could do here is we can just grab them. Tput cols and tput lines, I think. Yeah. So cols equals tput cols. Lines equals tput lines. Grab the size of the terminal once, and then we can put it roughly in the middle. It's a terminal with normal mode and input mode. That's wild. So in order to do this, we have to calculate. Ew. Okay. Here's what we're going to do. No, that's ugly. I guess we could just find the longest line. Let's see. I kind of want to center this. That's what I'm thinking about doing. So in order to center it, we have to get the length and the width of the tree. So tree height is easy because that's just the number of lines that show up in tree. So it would just be, is there an easy way to do that in Bash, or do we have to like shell out to a program to do that? Because I mean, word count-l obviously gives us the answer. Can we just count how many new lines appear in it? Yeah, like of course I can just word count it. If I have like printf-v var foo new line bar new line baz new line. If we do this and pipe it to word count-l, we should get we should get, I was gonna say 3. Why did we get 4? Oh, because echo puts a new line in it. Yep, that's what happened. So 3. Is there any way from var alone to get 3? I don't think there is. Unless I did something really cheeky like replace everything that's not a new line with nothing. Yeah, that sucks. Read it into an array, obviously. Also, this is statically set. Why don't I just count it? Tree height is 18. It's late, everyone. And the tree width is 21. Oh, that's so funny. So to get the middle point, middle x and middle y. The x would be the number of lines divided by 2 plus the tree width divided by 2. And this would just be the same thing, except it'd be the oh wait, this is the x, so this should be cols. Right? I think so. Lines divided by 2 plus tree height divided by 2. Okay, and then if we just reset this to middle x, middle y, wow, beautiful. That's exactly where I wanted it. Gorgeous. I know what's happening. I'm only changing the middle. Yeah, because when I am putting the cursor in a good spot. Actually, it's still not even a good spot. It's still off. You need the minus the tree width, not plus. Yeah, you're right. Well, we're putting the cursor in a spot. Doesn't have to be right, but the problem is all the other spaces at the beginning of it. Every single line. I have a way to do this. Let's figure out how many spaces we want to pad it with. I'm just going to try something. I'm going to try something really cheeky here. I think you can do this, right? Because it's kind of like a regex, but not really. Maybe you can't do that. Is there a way to signal the beginning of a line? I guess you just do that. Yeah, and that only does the first one. Oh, no way. I'm making up syntax, by the way. So, there's no guarantee that any of this works. Huh. That's wild what just happened there. I know what's happening. It's just really funny that's what's happening. Yeah, I kind of don't want this to work because it's ugly. I'm gonna be real. Yeah. I don't love this, but it's getting a little late, and I think I might take some shortcuts. So, I might be doing that thing I said I wasn't going to do. Yeah, I might be just doing this. Just space it out a little bit. Tree height is 18. We can at least middle up the Y of it a little bit. Do I have these backwards? I might. That looks really nice. Look at that. That is beautiful. Do you ever get that feeling where you see someone's project and you're like, oh, that looks really cool. Then you start hating your own project because it's not so cool? No. No. I used to. A long time ago. When I was a lot younger. It just doesn't happen anymore. I don't let, like, comparison... It sounds cliche. I don't let comparison steal my joy. But, like, truly I don't. Like, if I'm working on something and then I see someone else working on a project and I think it's really cool, I don't run it through the lens of, like, a selfish interpretation. I don't think, oh, my project sucks now because theirs is so cool. It's like, no, I can just appreciate their project for what it is without having to compare it to my own stuff. Like, it's just its own thing. Like, before you started your project, you probably were inspired by someone. At what point did that inspiration become jealousy? You have to watch out for that. So like, yeah, I used to in the past, but now it's like, no, just that stuff is just inspiring. If I see someone working on a cool project and it's cooler than mine, I'm like, hey, that's awesome. That gives me a good benchmark for how cool I can make my project. So yeah. Yeah, this looks nice. This is really cool. I do like the color cycling a lot. I think that's a super neat touch. The tree itself. Each number represents a specific light color. I do probably need to... Oh, I don't even know if I want to color the base. Do I want to color the base? I kind of like that it's green. I kind of think it's cute. If I did color the base... Yeah, I'm not going to bother coloring the base. I kind of like it. Just cleaning up some variable names now. Cool. Awesome take on that. I do feel it every so often, but then I get back to everyone is unique in their own way mindset, and I feel ashamed about my own projects. Yeah, I also think you need to be careful with when you compare yourself to someone else, you know what your inadequacies are. So if you see them do something well that you struggle with, you really blow it out of proportion how much that thing is actually worth. You're like, they are so much better at this specific this specific thing in a project that I really struggle with, but only really probably you struggle with that and they have no idea. Like, so you have to be careful with that. It's really easy to criticize yourself when you know you're struggling with like one tiny little facet of a project that might not even matter at the end of the day. Yeah. First time watching, I'm glad I got to see someone bang out a Christmas tree and bash. Something I just started learning. Helps to hear your inner monologue. Yo, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think it's fun to code and just talk out loud. When will you get a BTS of your setup? BTS, I assume you're talking about the K-pop boy band. I don't know. I should do that soon. A little behind the scenes would be kind of cool. I feel like we need to turn this into a progress bar. It'd be kind of cool progress bar, honestly. It does look nice. I like the color. I like the colors a lot. So let's see. How much do I use the line here? Oh, I use it a lot. Okay. Yeah, just leave it as a line. Who cares? Cool. All right. Oh, I'm not even close to 80 columns. Beautiful. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, so now we can just do this, which is beautiful. We can just do y++, and then we can say from Dave Eddie at you suck at programming. Something like that. That's a mouthful. Yeah, that's good. That's cute. I don't like the terminal. Can I do T? Is it TP? T-put invisi? No, that just makes the text invisible, doesn't it? What's the way to make Your cursor invisible. C norm. Oh, C invis. Invisi? There's a way to make your term your cursor invisible. Let me think. I know C norm is how you bring it back. It's also STTY. I'll have to look it up. Yeah, I'd have to actually look up my capabilities. What was it? Is it tput cursor invis? Oh, so close. Tput cives. Now my cursor is hidden. Tput cnorm. Now my cursor is back. So tput cives. Tput cnorm. There we go. Now there's no cursor blinking or moving around the screen all weird. And our cursor is back and we control C out of it. How beautiful. Let's see. Maybe add some snow. What are you, my project manager? Adding things at the last minute? Yeah, I'd like that too, but who knows if I'll get around to it. But it's a good idea. I agree. I once saw a MIDI keyboard on your desk in one of your Instagram posts, I believe. Or was it from YouTube? I can't really remember. Do you make music by any chance? Was it my Instagram stream last night? Scope creep. Yes, thank you. That's exactly what it is. You saw a MIDI keyboard on my desk. I don't know if I have a MIDI keyboard on my desk. I don't know if I... Oh, whoops. Oh, God, how did that... Oh, oof. Something just went wrong with my camera. That was so crazy. Yes, I make music. Yep. Look up my name on Spotify, Dave Eddy. You'll find it. Yeah. Did you happen to watch the most recent 12-tone video about Carol the Bells? I don't know what that is. I don't know what 12-tone is. So no. No, I have not. Good call. Good call. You got a foot pedal? You know I do. It simultaneously is a sustain pedal, and it allows me to hit escape and Vim. I'm lying about that last part. about Dead Mouse? That was some Radiohead I was playing right there. Yeah. This does make nice ambiance. This is very nice. Look at this. We started off just with a random ASCII tree. Didn't know if it was going to look good. Merry Christmas from Dave Eddy. curlysap.sh. What can we do with those colors? I like the colors. They're cute. Let me think about this. Love the piano tunes. Thanks for the stream. Yo, thank you. Thank you both. What nice things to say. I appreciate that a ton. We could do message equals Merry Christmas from Dave Eddy. Curl ysap.sh. We could do something like that. And then we can do a nice little for message in message do. That doesn't make any sense. For line in message do. There we go. Now this is just loop over whatever's in that array and just print it. So, yep, should just work. We could change the colors. So we could do something like this. Echo-n color lights IDX modulo len. Could do something like that. That's kind of fun. Actually. I have a fun one. I equals IDX. Use I here. I plus plus. That's a little bit noisy, isn't it? I feel like that's too much. I like the idea, but I think it's too much. Also, is the green light too bright? Should the green light be more subdued? I feel like the green is overpowering every other light. I might be digging into this too deeply now. So instead what I could do here is I could just do like a force it to be 0. Could do this. Arbitrary colors, but let's take a look. Okay. I like where this is going. This should be 0. This should be 2. No, this should be 1. It should be 2. That red is too bright, isn't it? Maybe they shouldn't be colored. Maybe they should just actually be white. No, I like that. I think that's it. It's a good color scheme. All right, it's 1 a.m. here. Gonna head to bed. Take care, all. If I don't hear from you all, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Yo, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. It is 2 a.m. here, but I respect the hustle. Go to sleep. Get some rest. Hey, Dave. When will you make some online bash courses? I already have a bunch of bash stuff online. But I do plan on making like an official bash course. It'll be sometime in 2025. So yeah. There's no way that circle is smaller. Isn't it ridiculous? It's absolutely ridiculous. Oh man. But yeah, have a good night. Who cares? Get a good rest in. Yeah, I'm gonna call my stream soon. I'm gonna finish this up, but I will call it soon. I do like this. It's a nice ambiance. It's very nice. I have to say I'm a big fan of this little Christmas tree. It came out super cute. Yeah, what else could we possibly need to do here? I think this came out very cute, very nice. I don't think there's anything left to do here. Merry Christmas from Dave Eddy, curlysap.sh. Which of course is my website, and it looks like this. Oh, it looks terrible on the terminal because it's too stretched out. Don't forget, you can curl my website /help, and there's all the fun things you can do with my terminal. /IP, I won't be doxing myself online. /ping, /ping is nice. Just returns Pong in a new line. JSON, of course, if you want to check out my latest episodes, they're all in JSON for you. Yeah, fun stuff. All right. What else do we have here? I guess we should make a README, huh? License, of course. MIT license. Usage is super easy. What's the name of the program? ASCII Christmas tree. The usage is just that. There we go. And I'll probably link to this VOD or this video when I'm done. To do link to YouTube video. Cool. Is there anything left to be done here? I wonder what shellcheck thinks about this. Sometimes shellcheck really... I don't even have shellcheck on this machine. Shellcheck sometimes doesn't like the way I program, which, you know, fair. I respect it. I think we're good. I think that's it. I love the color cycling. I really like the color cycling. It's super cool. That was such a good idea, me. Oh my god. All right. So here's the last step. We're going to go to GitHub. New. I know you guys can't see it, but it's okay. Just trust. ASCII Christmas tree. And we're going to set the owner to that. We're going to cat the README. Grab the description. And we will make a GitHub repo where I can put all of this code. Turned out really nice, not going to lie. Would love to try it out on my machine. Yo, thank you. I appreciate it. I think it turned out nice as well. I'm going to go ahead and push this code to GitHub, and you all will be able to try it out. How about I git init the repo first, right? There we go. Cool. So now I should just be able to pull these up and yeah. So here we go. Feel free to check it out on GitHub, everyone. Bahamas10 username and then /ASCII Christmas tree. I'll, you know what I'll do? I'll just put the URL in the YouTube chat. There you go. It's in the YouTube chat now. If this were added as a custom MOTD, message of the day, you could just hit return to get your normal prompt, right? I don't know how you would do that because this is a program that's running. I think message of the days are just like static text files, right? So I don't know exactly how you would do that. And this, when this is running, the only way to get out of this is to actually hit Control C. I don't have any sort of like detection that you pressed any character, just Control C to break out of it. But hey, that's pretty nice. Wouldn't it be cool if you could just like curl like xmas.ysap.sh and pipe it to bash and it just displayed that? Oh, I'm creating too many projects for myself. But that would be cool if I could have like subdomains.ysap. Yeah, like if I could curl like, you know, music.ysap.sh, pipe it to bash, and then we can listen to my music. Because I've been working on a TUI. I don't have it on this computer. Yeah, I'll look into that. I like the subdomain idea. I think that's a pretty cool one. Yeah. But yeah, I'm going to call the stream here. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Hopefully this was fun and enjoyable. I didn't even know if we'd have anything at the end of this, to be honest. And honestly, like, this is super cute. This is really, really cool. I'm really proud of this. I think this is super fun. Yeah, I have to say, I like the light cycling. And yeah, I could have used random in a lot of places, but I like that it's just like very static. If you run it, you will get the same output. Yeah, so this is pretty neat. So yeah, source code's up on GitHub for anyone who wants to check it out. We are already at 0 stars and 0 forks, so we are crushing it over here. Yeah, I think that's it. I think I'm going to call it a night. I'm getting very tired, as you can probably hear in my voice. But this was a ton of fun. And this is good because I can go through, I can cut up this content and put it up for Christmas, and it'll make a nice Christmas video. So how fun is that? All right, I'm going to call it here, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, everyone who super chatted. I thought that was super cool. It's super fun that I can make money on these live streams. I would have never thought it. I am seriously considering turning You Suck at Programming into a little bit more of a business. Try to make money off of it and ideally make it a full-time thing. But no promises on that yet. Right now, it's just a fun hobby of mine, and it's a ton of fun. So, yeah, thanks for hanging out, everyone. Thanks for watching me write some bash. Yeah, appreciate it, everyone. Have a good night. I'm jumping off. All right. Oh, 1 star now? Yo, NNBB. Crushing it. Appreciate it. All right. I'm jumping off. Take care, everyone.